Hey guys, so I have a Tesla Model 3 all-wheel drive non-performance with the additional 0 to 60 acceleration boost option, and it is now crazy quick. The more I started to compare this to other cars, the more I couldn't believe it. So, how quick is it? I don't think you're going to believe it. Just take a look at all of the really fast cars that it is quicker than. Did you see them all? Don't worry, we're going to run through all of them again. Believe it or not, it is not uncommon for the Tesla Model 3 non-performance with this acceleration boost to run 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. So, how quick is that? Well, there is a website, 0 to 60 specs.com, that tracks the times from magazines like Motor Trend, Road and Track, Car and Driver, etc. And there are almost 900 cars in their database, and the Tesla 3 is quicker, 0 to 60, than 90% of them. Keep in mind that these cars on that website can include modified, race, experimental, and prototype vehicles as well. So in this video, I'm going to go through some of these cars just to give you an idea of just how quick this Tesla is. All right, before I do need to cover a few things. One, the Tesla 3 is basically a four-door EV, electric vehicle, designed to be extremely efficient and rides on all-season 18-inch 235/40 Michelins, getting the equivalent of almost 120 miles per gallon. Compare this to almost all of the cars that we are about to see, pure sports cars, some of them just flat-out race cars, designed to go very fast and would be getting closer to 15 miles per gallon. 2. Keep in mind, to get the times quoted in the magazines, they are usually running at the drag strips with very sticky pavements, super flat, nice and controlled. They're using launch control a lot of time. Most of it, if the car has launch control, they're using it. And they run the car a number of times to get their absolute best time possible. The times I'm quoting for the Model 3 were run on normal streets just by hitting the accelerator. No launch control, no sticky pavements, no professional drivers, no drag slicks, no street slicks, no Michelin Cup 2s or even Pilot Sport 4s. Nothing, just 235 all-season Michelins. 3. Measuring and comparing 0 to 60. A device called the Draggy was used to get the Model 3 times, and it is very accurate. The Draggy measures 0 to 60 times with and without using a 1-foot rollout. Now, what is a 1-foot rollout? I'll put a link to explain what this is, but it has to do with compensating for the staging lights at drag strips. Again, if you don't understand it, please look it up. I don't want to get into a big video on 1-foot rollout. And honestly, I get how it's needed to compare quarter-mile times, but I really have no idea why it's being used for 0 to 60, but it is, and it's been adopted by all the magazines. The times are better, so I really shouldn't complain too much. Finally, number 4, proof. Here are screenshots of some very current 0 to 60 times on Draggy. There is a leaderboard in the Draggy app where people post their 0 to 60 and quarter-mile times. And here we see one. Okay, again, this is the 0 to 60, 3.83. No rollout. 1-foot rollout, 3.58. All right, it's not 3.5, but it's from Mexico, okay? So we'll give it to him. We'll round down for this guy. Okay, let's move on. Here, again, with rollout, 1 foot, 3.53. Another one, 0 to 60, 1-foot rollout, 3.53. Another example, 0 to 60 with rollout, 3.54. And finally, best time here that I've seen, and again, there's not many of them yet because this acceleration boost, we just got this thing not that long ago, and it's pretty cold out, so not a lot of people have Draggies, right? 0 to 60, 3.47. So you can see this is not uncommon at all. Also wanted to bring up quarter mile times, right? I do have it listed here, and here is a person running in 11.82 at pretty much 117 miles an hour. So again, just doing 0 to 60 here, but I do have that quarter mile time. I will have a quarter mile time posted at the top. And you can see some of these cars, well, you know, spoiler alert, I'm not going to put any cars here that the Tesla doesn't beat 0 to 60. Some of the cars may beat it, the quarter mile times of the Tesla 3, but you know what? Not many. Okay, so let's get on with it. I'm going to start with some older legendary cars that my generation grew up idolizing. Okay, the first couple of cars were actually before my generation, but nonetheless, these cars were really put on a high pedestal, right? 1964 Shelby Daytona. 0 to 60, 4.4, quarter mile, 12.7. This car, along with this next one here, the Shelby AC Cobra, again, 0 to 60, 4.3, quarter mile, 12.2. Very fast cars. Cars that, you know, you heard about over and over and over again. And, you know, we've got movies out now, Ford versus Ferrari, right? These were the cars. Very fast cars, especially for their time. But as it turns out, not that quick. I mean, again, quick, but look at the top here. Again, 0 to 60, 3.5 seconds. Tesla Model 3, all-wheel drive non-performance. Quarter mile, 11.8 at 117. Okay, let's move on. Tomaso Pantera. This car is super cool. Advertised 605 horsepower, right? 0 to 60, 5.2. Quarter mile, 13.4. All right, this car is super cool though. It's kind of like America's a Lamborghini, right? Okay, next one, Ferrari Testarossa. I mean, come on, this car was maybe the coolest car ever. When this car came out, I'm in high school, 1986. Look, we got Crockett and Tubbs, Miami Vice. I mean, the coolest car on the planet. Yet, 0 to 65, 13.3. Didn't matter. All right, Porsche 959. This might be the first car I have ever seen in my lifetime run a sub 4-second 0 to 60. When I saw this 3.6 seconds, you know, again, back in 1987, blew my mind. Never thought this was even feasible. But then quarter mile, 11.9 at 119 miles an hour, 444 horsepower, very quick cars. Again, for the time, just as far as I was concerned, unheard of. All right, next, 1990, Lamborghini Countach. I'm not sure I knew anybody who, my age, who did not have a poster of this car on their wall. All right. This was exotic of all exotics car. I mean, it was just a killer car. 0 to 60, 4.2, quarter mile, 13.3. Not all, again, these cars are quick, you know, especially the one before the Porsche, 3.6, very, very quick. Just to give you an idea, though, the Tesla's running a 3.5 0 to 60, 11.8 quarter mile. As if I don't have to keep repeating that. Ferrari F40, 1991. This car was crazy. This was the designed to celebrate Ferrari's 40th anniversary. It was the fastest, most powerful and expensive car, maybe on the planet even. Definitely for Ferrari. Okay, super, super cool car. It was basically a race car on the street. And how fast was it? Very quick, very fast car. 3.8 0 to 60, 11.8. You mean to tell me my Tesla is quicker than that car? Yes, it is. It is quicker than that car. All right, next. Vector W8 twin turbo 1991, 3.8 seconds, 12 flat, 625 horsepower. You know, wow, again, this is like America's exotic, America's answer, as far as I'm concerned, to the Countach, right? To the Lamborghini. I mean, look at that motor. All right, that is killer. It's American V8 twin turbo. Look at the dash. Look at that screen before Tesla Model 3. You know, this is 1991. You see a screen like that? I mean, you might as well be going to the moon or the Mars or something. All right, 1993. Be patient, guys. We'll get to the new cars. I got to run through some of these cars here. Ferrari 512 TR. Going along, this is basically Testarossa Part 2. Very fast car. 4.7, 0 to 60, 12.9 quarter mile, but doesn't quite make it. Next, Ferrari F50. As if the F40 wasn't cool enough, they come out with the F50 some years later. 3.7, 0 to 60, 11.8 quarter mile, 739 horsepower in a 2,700 pound car. I honestly, the thing probably couldn't hook up at the track. I don't know. I mean, look at this. This thing's shooting flames out of the back, for crying out loud. This is, you know, a killer car. Yet, look at the times they got out of it, right? 3.7, 11.8. Hard to believe. Okay, next time, Nissan Skyline GTR 1999, right? This is Godzilla from Japan. We couldn't wait to get this car over here in this country. Why? Because the thing ran a 3.9 0 to 60 in a low 12-second quarter mile. It was, at the time, well, I think even still, they call it 276 horsepower, but highly underrated in the horsepower. And again, these cars now you can heavily modified. It's the GTR, the first one that we got over here in this country. All right, next back to the Lamborghini Diablo. Holy crap! Once again, everybody's throwing these things up on their walls. Just a super exotic car. 2001, 3.4 seconds 0 to 60. Okay. I don't know why I put this car up here. It beat the Model 3, okay, 3.4. But, all right, it just shows you, though. 3.4 seconds, okay? 550 horsepower it took, and it beat it by 1/10 of a second. Quarter mile, same, 11.8. Maybe that's why I put it up here. I don't know. Mistake. I might delete this in post-editing. Okay, next car. Koenig CC8S 2002, 4.1 0 to 60, 12.0, 655 horsepower. Super cool, but not super quick. Next car, Porsche Carrera GT 2004, 3.5 seconds. All right. And as most of these cars, I didn't even get into the cost of some of these cars, right? That's probably Jerry Seinfeld driving that thing. He's one of the few people on the planet who could probably afford it. Very fast, very quick car. And Tesla Model 3 is right there with it. Crazy. All right, next one. All right, talk about race cars. I mean, come on. Maserati MC12, 0 to 60, 3.7, quarter mile, 11.8. All right, 624 horsepower. I know this car is very fast, but 0 to 60 quarter mile. What are we talking about here? And what does a car cost? Maybe I should have looked it up. I don't know. Way more than the Model 3. I'll tell you that right now, right? I don't think there's any doubt in that. Now, we're getting into the newer cars, and basically the years are going to be jumping around, but they're going to get quicker and quicker and quicker, okay? Infiniti Q60. Honestly, I couldn't believe how quick these cars were. I didn't know they were making them this quick at this point. 2017, 4.5 seconds, 12.9, 400 horsepower. Okay, that's a very quick car. 2016, Lexus GS F. I really like these cars. 4.4, 12.8. A lot of these cars are As you can see, running pretty much the same times. Like I said, the times are all going to be very similar. They're just going to get quicker and quicker. 2018 Kia Stinger, quick car, 44129. Audi RS4s. These Audi cars are very fast now. This might be, I think there's another Audi down here. There actually, there's a bunch of Audis, a few of them that are faster than 3.5, and so of course I couldn't include them here. Anyway, 4.3 seconds. This was back in 2007. Next one, Lexus RCF. Again, really like this car. 4.3, 12.7. Cadillac XLR-V 2008, 4.2, 12.7. They decided to stuff a giant Corvette motor into a Cadillac. Very cool. Lexus ISF, again, very nice. 2008, 0 to 60, 4.2, 12-second quarter mile. 2011 BMW 1 Series, 4.2, 12.8. Next car, right? Now we're getting into some of the ones that we're seeing in the magazines. Well, we're seeing all of these in the magazines, what am I saying? But some of the ones we're seeing a lot of videos on and such. 2020 Mustang GT350. This car has come a long way and is an incredible car. Well, GT350, guess what? 0 to 60, 4.2, runs a 12.4. Not quite fast enough. Camaro SS 1LE. Very powerful car, 455 horsepower, 4.1, 12.4. Lotus Evora, 400 horsepower, 2017, 4.0, 12.4. Cadillac CT6V, 2020, 3.8, low 12, 550 horsepower. Okay, back to the Audis. S6 2013, 3.7, 12.1. Jaguar XF and XJ. Man, these cars are cool. 2014, 3.7, 12.1. Back to Cadillac, 2016, ATS-V, 3.7. Aston Martin DBS. Very cool car. Very quick car, 3.7, 11.5. Not quite quick enough. All right. Another car that's been out and around for a long time, the Toyota Supra, the new one, 2020 GR, only runs a 3.7 and a 12.2. Not quite. All right. Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Redeye. Only a 3.7, 11.8. Why? It's 797 horsepower, but guess what? I swear, I never see this car hook up. When I'm watching videos and everything, everybody's at the track. They've got giant slicks, and they're running. Look, they're running very quick times with this thing at the track with slicks, etc. I'm not sure where the 797 horsepower is going, but it's not getting the car moving. That is for sure. So this was run Car and Driver. They had their car, and I believe, if I'm right, they were at the track even. This is the best they could do with the tires given, which, by the way, they weren't 235 all-season Michelins. All right. Mercedes-Benz SL65 AMG, 3.6 and 11.6, 661 horsepower. All right. The Lexus LFA, man, I love this car. You see this car live, it looks even cooler than any picture I've seen. All right, 3.6, 11.7. BMW i8. This car is killer. Again, if you've ever seen this car live, it is awesome. And it might make a couple runs this fast, and that battery is going to wear out. This car is a dual-powered battery plus motor, and the range for the battery on this car is crazy low. I swear, I think it's something like 35 miles or something just ridiculous low. Super disappointing. But when everything's charged just right, you can. It's a pretty quick car, and it's extremely light also. Next, Porsche 718 Boxster. Only 350 horsepower, but very light, 3.6 seconds, 0 to 60 at 11.9, quarter mile. All right, next, the Aston Martin DB11. Yeah, that's right, this is James Bond. Well, guess what? James Bond is not quicker than a Tesla. It's just embarrassing. All right, it'll run the quarter mile pretty fast, but you get my point. Now, Ford Mustang GT500 2020. Again, I've seen a number of videos, this car running very quick times at the track. Then I see a number of videos where they're trying to run this thing on the street, and I think this 3.6 was at the track, because I'm not sure I've seen one even run 0 to 60 in the 3s on the street. So anyway, you run up against a Mustang, odds are you're going to beat that thing from a stop, 0 to 60, because they've got that launch control, sorry. You know, you're sitting there, you're not just going to be able to stomp the pedal like you can with the Tesla 3, but at the same time, this GT500 is an incredible car. Honestly, I'm jealous. I had a Mustang years ago, and this is by far the GT350 and GT500. They are super cool. Just even the way they look and the way they sound, that alone kills me. All right, Audi. Yeah, now we're back to the Audis again. 0 to 60, 3.5. All right, we might not beat this thing, but just goes to show you where we're at here. 11.9 at 117 miles an hour. Tesla 3 is pretty much right on par with the Audi S3, Audi RS3. And finally, 2019 Camaro ZL1 1LE. Same thing, same times, 0 to 60, 3.5 seconds, 11.7, so a bit of a toss-up. You know, this car though, 650 horsepower. Look at the tires on that sucker. Okay, it's not all-wheel drive, so we got to give it to it, but it is, you know, a killer car, killer muscle car. And Tesla Model 3 family car stays right with it. Okay, so that's it. Incredible as it may seem, again, this is just a killer car. Something that I wanted to get into, but man, these videos, it took me a lot longer to make than I thought. Look at the cost of this Tesla Model 3 also compared to the other ones. This car you can get running this level of performance, $49,000. That does not even include the EV rebates that you can still get in some states. Could bring the car down to $45,000, right? So under $50,000. Are any of the other cars even close to that on this list? Maybe a couple are close to it, but many more are way, way, way more expensive. What else does this car offer? You know, you've got autopilot, you've got, I don't want to get into it, but the car is awesome on every level, in my opinion. Okay. Another thing, again, this is not even the performance model of this car. The performance model is half a second quicker than this car, 0 to 60, okay? Maybe another video is in order for that car, but seriously, what's it going to be running against? Let me know what you guys think, okay, down below. I hope this isn't too controversial, but hey, it is what it is. It's the other thing. This car gets its updates over the air. Performance updates over the air. 2 5% horsepower increases and 1 0 to 60 increase over the air. Nothing to bolt on, no work, no extra effort. The 5% were free. All right, you did have to pay for the boost, acceleration boost. My opinion, well worth it, especially since all it took was a couple clicks. Pull out your credit card, make a couple clicks, and go to your car and flip a setting, and you're running half a second quicker, 0 to 60. Unheard of. All right then, that's it. I do have other videos testing the performance of this car. Please subscribe, please like, helps keep me going. Thanks guys, bye-bye.